You know how every country these days complains about tourists? Take, for example, top three tourist countries. I don't know why I said US. Spain, Italy, and Japan. And all three countries have so many people protesting, some governmental officials saying how tourists destroy their countries. And yet, so much of their economy relies on the tourists. What if I tell you that there is a simple solution? How? How can we do that no one else done before? How can we solve the problem with the people who come abroad to our countries and destroying our cultural sites, our temples and everything else? Well, there is an easy solution. You need to require visa from every single person that goes to your country, not just some third world coming people or the countries you're not friends with. You're supposed to require a visa from every single person that enters your country. It shouldn't be hard. It could be e-visa that could be done in few days. But with the visa, you can actually control the people that come to your country, because I think majority of the people who come to the countries and they start mayhem and damage the properties and everything are the people who come in without visa, because it's so easy and anyone can do it, right? You don't need visa, you just on a whim fly to the country, and you could be a really bad person. You might have some done horrible things in your country, but because visa is not required, you can just enter. But I think if you have visa requirements, you can actually check background and see if the person flying to your country is actually adequate, actually decent, and that's one solution to that problem. I think another solution I want to offer is if somebody came to your country and they did something unwell, you can just ban them. And I think it should be a lot more common, especially when something was done on purpose, right? There are some things that you could consider um, accidental, maybe self defense, maybe some accident in a nightclub. It happens. But if somebody just goes out of their way and they just damage historical sites, and people do that, people jump in the fountains, people just kick things in the temple because people are dumb, people suck. And if you can just ban those people, just set them as an example. You don't have to ban everyone, but set an example. Say, you come to our country, you disrespect our people, you disrespect our rules, you're never coming back. That's my second solution. And my third solution to that problem would be countries that send people to abroad. Obviously, people not being sent, people come to travel. Um, the government, your government should have lessons. You know how before driving car, you have to learn how to drive it and get a license. How about before we travel, we learn how to be a good tourist, a good traveler, and then being allowed to travel? Because it feels like some people grow up in an environment where they can do anything, there's no consequences, and then they travel, and then all of us hate it because some idiot came and destroyed something or did something stupid or stole something. How about we teach people how to behave when they leave and when they go abroad? Because every person that leaves our country is the person who is going to represent our country. And we don't want stupid ass people represent our countries. That type of people should be locked in and never let out. And yeah, just do lessons, see if people are can understand those lessons. That's a solution. And another final solution that I came to is, how about we not let people out? Let's say we create a point system. You know how with driving, there is a point system where after a certain amount of rules you broke, points accumulate, and when they hit certain point, they take away your license. I don't know why it cannot be done with the passport and why wasn't it done yet. For example, if I go abroad, I go to China, and I go hog wild, I get drunk, I fucking destroy, I don't know, kick garbage can, I break glass. I get points, 5 points for that, 10 points for that. Not from China, but from the country I come from, I get points. And after I accumulated a certain amount of points, for example, for everything I've done in every country I went to, let's say during the last 3 years, after I come back home, my ability to travel will be temporarily taken away. 6 months, a year, however long. I don't have slightest idea how long it should be, but it would make sense, right? You did something stupid once, 3 times, 5 times. You should not be allowed to go out of your country. And again, this will set examples out. It only because the travel is so free in terms of like anyone can go anywhere without being checked, especially if you come from top 10 passport countries. And it shouldn't be like that. It should be much more um, civilized and much more better structured, right? Because for example, when people from worst of the worst countries go somewhere, they have to apply for visa, and they check everything. They check your biography from the moment you've been a baby to the moment you're 50 years old and you want to travel. But people from the privileged countries, they don't go through that, and obviously that's how we get in that situation. So how about we just treat everyone the same, we check everyone thoroughly, we get point system, we ban people from going to certain countries, we require visa to every country, or at least to most touristic countries. And that way we can solve the problem of tourists being hated. How about we make tourists being loved? Tourists come to the country and people love that. Why do we have to be hated because of some absolute morons that do destroy properties, do behave like complete assholes? Yeah, why? That's about it. Thank you.